Hi guys, I'm Shmi and we're at the 2017 Geneva Motor Show, but for this video I want to take a look at some of the more wild creations, the bold looks and the aftermarket scene, so the tuner cars of Geneva. We've got some that work very, very well, others that can be a little bit dubious, but let's take a look around and see everything that there is on the tuner car front at this motor show. Let's kick off right here. We're at the Gambala stand. They've returned after a couple of years hiatus, and this is the new Avalanche. So based on the 911 Turbo, it's pretty mental in terms of the size of that rear wing. Those fighter jet-like exhaust pipes, it's basically a massive wide-body version of the 911. They've got their legendary, iconic Mirage GT, based on the Carrera GT, sat next to it. Similar kind of styling, pretty out there, only 25 of those. And then the Mistral at the back, the Panamera as well. I had to come round and show you the front of the Avalanche as well, just to see how extreme that is. A stop by Liberty Walk and we have the McLaren 650S with that very distinctive wide body, riveted flared fender style, a huge rear wing at the back, and that kind of livery that comes off the McLaren F1 GTR style. Over the other side is their 488 GTB. This one has that ducktail spoiler at the rear, but again the same style, sitting very, very low down to the ground, but with the wide body flared fenders. I've shown it before, but let's have another look. This is the Brabus G550 Adventure, the 4x4 squared, based on the Mercedes-Benz G500. This thing is basically the king of off-road. It's even got the cables up from the bull bars towards the lights on the roof. You've got a tow rope down here at the front. Basically, nothing is going to beat that if you're stranded or wanting to get completely lost off the beaten track. Check this little fella from Brabus then. This is the ultimate 125 Smart, 125 horsepower, a top speed of 109 miles per hour. It's a convertible Smart and it carries a price tag of 53,000 euros. That is basically the ultimate city car. And we've also got the Rocket, the 900 horsepower Brabus Maybach. I filmed with this car before actually when I visited Brabus in Bottrop. Always a lovely place to go and have a look around and shoot some videos. British-based Kahn have presented the Vengeance Volante. Based on the DB9 Volante, we already had the Vengeance with the hardtop, now we've got the convertible version, completely rebodied, running the regular V12 that we love underneath. Mansouri is always a place to stop by and have a look, and we'll start with the 488 Spider, named the 4XX, a pretty extreme example of it, with custom carbon fibre, all sorts of different colours going on, the winglets at the rear like the Ferrari FXXK track car. Then next to that we've got the Rolls-Royce Dawn. Look at the carbon fibre, the glossy carbon all over the bonnet and up around the windscreen frame on that. A very extreme version of a luxury car. After that, we've got the Bentley Bentayga, again different form of carbon fibre, but the satin finish on this car. And finally, the Maserati Levante SUV as well. Full carbon bonnet against the bright orange paintwork. These are basically some pretty extreme customization versions. More Mansouri, and we've got the Porsche Panamera and also the Mercedes S-Class Cabriolet. Now I'm aware I'm overusing the word extreme here, but I think that pretty much represents the cars that we're looking at. They are very heavily customized from the standard specification, the sort of top end, I guess, of aftermarket tuning. We also have the luxury van and the 4x4 squared off-roader with the most ludicrous of body kits ever. It's just sort of beefed up and made even bigger than the standard car. We've got the BMW i8 by AC Schnitzer, small modification package to that car, and also the ACL 2S based on the BMW M240i. At Alpina, we have the B7 bi-turbo based on the BMW 7 Series, and over the other side I'll just wander through, we have the B5 bi-turbo, the new 5er of course as well. These are basically Joe Achilles' favourite cars. Next up we've got Fab Design. So we start off with the Tesla Model X, unusual car to start from as a base. Then we have the Mercedes AMG GTS. Then we have the McLaren 570S with an interesting wing at the rear, a scoop over the roof, and some wheels that I'm not personally a fan of, to be completely honest. Extra carbon bits around the front to accentuate everything there. Then if we come through, I rather like the look of this SLR Roadster. The SLR obviously not exactly a new car, it's a decade old or so, but this one with the full carbon fibre bodywork, 6 exhaust pipes, 3 down there on each side, and then it's basically a wide body with some light blue striping and details. So the light blue stripe down the front, carrying on through the interior too, making for again, an extreme product, but one that I kind of think is quite cool in a strange way for some reason. Then here we've got a 75cm extended G-Class, as I can tell because I can read. So there's quite a large, nice interior inside the G-Wagon. Haman is all about the SUVs. We've got the X6, we've got the BMW X4. Over the other side, we've got the Jaguar F-Pace and the Range Rover Evoque convertible. Oh, and I think I can see a 2 Series just tucked in at the very back. But the F-Pace is an unusual car to modify in this way. Then, like I said, the Evoque convertible tucked in just there in front of the Tour. Or even is actually an M2, I should probably get it right. Now this is one of the more exciting cars. This is the Roof CTR. It's built from the ground up by Roof, including their own carbon monocoque, and it's the first ever carbon monocoque car to feature a rear-mounted engine. So it's got the 3.6 litre flat six, twin turboed to 710 horsepower, 880 Newton meters. Now there are only going to be 30 of them made at a cost of 750,000 euros, and they are already all spoken for, fully sold out, the new CTR. So it is basically, well, it is a brand new car, modern car, but built with that old school design that has seen and proven to be quite popular recently. It certainly looks the part. What an awesome machine. Next stop is the Tech Art stand, who are celebrating their 30th anniversary. This is their first ever aero package in 1987. In fact, the year I was born too. Let's take a look though at the more modern cars, including the 718 Cayman S, now with 400 horsepower, a new exhaust system to make that 4-cylinder engine sound as it should, and a wing that kind of makes it resemble the GT4, but they actually created this for the 981 Cayman before the GT4 was even introduced. I imagine that sounds rather good. We'll have to hear it at some point. Swinging round, the next car to show you is the GT Street R. This is based on the turbo cabriolet, but with 720 horsepower. And just look at how aggressive this thing looks. This ginormous rear wing, the quad exhaust system down there, a wide body kit, carbon fiber throughout. The convertible one here has the sort of comfort spec interior, completely retrimmed, and obviously you can see the GT Street R lettering embroidery on the seats. Try and come around the front, you can see the arches that they've created, the carbon fiber louvres, this wide body fin end plate towards the lower end of the splitter, full carbon bonnet. This is just badass. Can't think of a better descriptive word for it than that. Spin the camera around, we can have a look at the GT Street R Coupe. This one has the bucket seats and a roll cage inside it, the alternative kind of interior trim, satin carbon fiber for the exterior components, completely refitted and retrimmed, of course, by Tech Art. And then we've got the Grand GT, so based on the Panamera Turbo, being introduced slightly later this year, but with a full retrim to the interior. If I come around and see, quite nice sort of small little modification just to introduce some colour and to contrast with the outside in the Grand GT on the Panamera. It's 8 centimetres wider at the rear. And finally here we have the Magnum Sport, so the latest iteration of the Magnum, or the Cayenne Turbo as well. So a lot to see, a lot going on at the Tech Art stand at the motor show. Next we have the MTM stand, where front and centre we have the Audi RS3 LMS, so the wide body race car, except in this case MTM have taken power from 400 horsepower in the standard 2.5 litre 5-cylinder up to 502, but the wide body on it just makes it look so good. If only that was street legal. Beyond that we have the new R8, standard 610 horsepower from the 5.2 litre V10, but here it has a supercharger kit taking power up to 802 and some water cooling to go alongside that as well. Next, just over 400 horsepower in the Boxster S718, so just the sweet spot for a good amount of fun driving. And if I come back past, taking a look, well, firstly inside here, because roll cage and race seat, and just stripped out and cool. The back is a very good view with the wing and the wide rear arches. We have the Bentley Continental GT, the Speed 8, which in this case makes a very good rival to the Bentley Supersports with 772 horsepower available in that. At DMC we have some conversion packages for the Hurricane, so the Hurricane LP610 standard car, looking rather striking with those white wheels, not my choice. We have another car here, black and gold. I think gold in general looks good. Larger wheels, new carbon fiber aero package on both cars with the rear wing, the extended front splitters and the side skirt that you can see. And then we have the C63 AMG S as well, coupe car with a large wing at the rear, carbon package around the front, new sort of parts around the car as well, but come around and see that. Looking a little bit sort of preempting the Black Series kind of appearance of the C-Class. Back at the Hurricanes as well while we're here. Then we have Abt, and we've got a couple of cars to have a look at on this stand. First, we have the new look to the R8, their R8 V10 Plus with the wider kit that you can see, and the new look through the bumpers. Behind that on this side, we've got the Q7, conversion package for the Q7. This way, the TT-RS-R, so lots of carbon fiber parts and a new look to the TT-RS. And I've always liked the way they put their logos, as you can see there inside the grille. Maybe you can't quite with the lighting in this room, but the TT-RS-R that I imagine is a lot of fun to drive too. And finally, beyond that, we have the 705 horsepower RS6 Plus. So I'm sure you remember the RS6 1 of 12 anniversary edition that we drove on the Gumball 3000 last year in the Where Shmee Tour. Well, now we have the RS6 Plus as well, a limited edition car too. That's it on the tuner car front for this show, but I've also been filming the new releases and new supercars like this, the Lamborghini Huracan Performante, so do go check out those videos too. But I'm interested to hear from you guys in the comments below. What was your favourite of all of the tuner cars that I've shown you so far in this video? What was your least favourite? Which car did you really not like? I bet there's at least one out there. Anyway, that's it for now and for the end of this video, so thank you very much for watching. I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers!